Today is August 4th. The Yankees win the series at home against the Blue Jays. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talking Yanks. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing away. Tomorrow, Aaron Boone will be joining the episode and we'll be recording it live in Manhattan. If you want to come stop by, I think there are a couple tickets still available at shop.johnboymedia.com. T Squared Social, doors open 5:30. So especially if you live in the city and you want to come ask Boone a question or say hi, come on down. Yanks took them a while, Jake, but they win the series, which you knew they were going to do. Blue Jays weren't going to win that game. That's how much the mood has changed. Blue Jays weren't going to win that game. How are you doing?
James, Davis, everyone tuning in. Excited to see you guys in the flesh tomorrow. Booney live event. Maybe we'll chop it up over Brad Osmus's weird quirks. Yeah, it was even game one was kind of a winning loss. Like that eighth run ended up popping the balloon a little bit, but it was like, wait, if we get back to 7-5, we might as well just beat this bad team. And then, yeah, it felt like they were going to win today, barring something awful or us hating Enyel De Los Santos, which is good. We're back to winning ways. So excited to see the next steps. I mean, I really thought this team was going to go on a significant win streak with the Blue Jays in town. And then they followed up with the Halos that I mean, I guess that weird number won't end up in the win column, but I think the boys are about to get hot. LA, Texas, and the White Sox, they're playing such a better brand of baseball. Sure, you can poke at some things, which I'm surprised. I guess Yankee fans are still really hurt from what went down, and I understand it a little bit, but Yanks are back. I feel like some fans haven't gotten that yet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, the only fan I read their tweets of is Joe's McFly. And him and I are usually very similar wavelengths.
I have him blocked.
Yeah. So, I mean, I said it a couple episodes ago.
Right.
They look great. The starting pitching's an issue in Stroman and Nestor. Neither of that has righted the ship. The bullpen, unbelievable. This 3-game series against the Blue Jays, they had to use everyone, and they got good outings out of guys. I don't know if we're going to always give them good outings,
right,
but the top guys got the job done. So everything looks good. Boone got ejected for doing nothing at all, basically. And that was just for fun. Give him some extra rest for the show tomorrow. I think I counted the Blue Jays as still tough because I thought the Blue Jays were going to play them tough. Schedule officially gets very soft the rest of the month, maybe even into September. There's stats again about it, that showcase. They have the third easiest schedule the rest of the way. And out of all the playoff teams, they have the easiest schedule on paper.
We like that.
I do like that.
And as we've just seen, depends. Kind of depends who you're playing when you're playing them too, which I'm still trying to quantify as a better stat. But caught the Phillies at the right time.
Caught the Mets at the wrong time.
Caught the Mets at the wrong time. Over the season it usually balances out. But yeah, there's a lot of wins coming up. The lineup looks and feels really strong. I know there's a guy who went hitless this series that you're like, wow, did we even notice? Because it kind of didn't matter. But yeah, the lineup feels deep. Although today's second half of the lineup felt thin for a little bit. The time they got contributions was when they scored. But no, the the boys are bopping right now. Even DJ with a little bit of sauce right now. So, excited for the month of August, which normally August, we've had a couple rough Augusts.
Yeah, that's the great thing about having rough Junes.
Right.
Trade it. They had a losing record in July. Punks.
Flush it.
Everyone. Yeah, flush that month. Injury? You want me to do that?
Why don't you do some grounds creeping? It's brought to you by Fanatics Fest Boone event. Going to be awesome. We'll see you there tomorrow. We could also see you at Fanatics Fest, and not to like dunk on Boone, but Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, the Manning brothers, Joe's McFly, they're all going to be in the building for the 3-day event at Fanatics Fest. Think Comic-Con, but sports. We got players, teams, collectibles. We're going to have a little warehouse set up in there. We're going to get the funk going. We've got a little booth, corner booth. We're going to be wrestling around. All of our people are going to be there throughout the weekend. We're doing a live Jam baseball show on August 16th. So come through. Head to fanaticsfest.com. Why don't you head to fanaticsfest.com, and we're going to use code JOHNBOY20. Save yourself 20%. What are you doing? Yeah, we'll be set up. And it's supposed to be, I don't know. This is like the first one. Fanatics Fest plans on doing this every year, and I think it's going to be a big deal. So we'll see you there. fanaticsfest.com. Code JOHNBOY20, 20% off your tickets.
You can come play Jake in floorball, or you can come thumb wrestle BBD. He's personally giving $1 to everyone that beats him.
Pantsless. I thought Pennick was our thumb wrestling guy.
He got booted.
Him and Big Bang Zhang. That's an all-time moment. All-time video.
That is a good video. All right. Do you want to hear the grounds creeping?
Need it.
Poke was all over it, kind of stole my gig, which is something I steal from him.
Right.
If you wanted.
He stole that gig you stole from him.
What the shit, Hoke? Where'd you put your tweet? He had a good one today.
Okay.
Where he just did the whole grounds creeping in one tweet.
He also, I want to give credit where credit's due, and we live in a funky world with our warehouse stuff of unathletic athleticism. Hoke posted on his Insta story this week, and I think he did a celeb softball thing in Connecticut. Lefty swing looked good.
Remember when he got hurt in the media game. All right, Yankees injury updates. Sound the music. Right-handed pitcher Ian Hamilton to throw a high-intensity bullpen on August 6th. Still needs to face hitters in BP in games. Anthony Rizzo has been swinging a bat lightly. Still a ways away. And infielder John Birdie running at approximately 80%. Wow. I don't know who's approximating.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what Birdie's saying, or that's what strength and conditioning saying, or that's what Boone's saying, or that's what Hoke's saying. But someone watched him run and said, I got that about 80%. After he got that injection. And Clark is beginning his throwing program this week. Joe Girardi theorized September 1st return for him.
Okay.
Birdie return, not worth talking about it because I don't think it's a ways away. Okay. But like, who are they gonna? They're gonna like Birdie return and send Oswaldo down for a week, and then he comes back up with expanded rosters. But they're not gonna lose DJ. Like fake an injury for Birdie to return before expanded rosters. If Birdie's ready before expanded rosters, I don't think they're gonna send Oswaldo down nor DFA DJ to make room for him. No. So it's almost might be a Drury situation where you're like, oh, great, Birdie. Oh no, you're still rehabbing.
Even when rosters expand, but it's only one more position player. So him, Dominguez, Rizzo's gonna exist eventually.
Interesting. So that's the injury report. Clark's the big one.
Okay.
They also had a quote saying that that Dominguez is they like their team right now. and he's just a safety option for an injury.
Who
The
said
second
that?
half was my words. Boone said that. Or it was Boone or Cash after the deadline. When Cash talked to the media after deadline, or Boone. It was along the lines of, like, he's healthy. We could call him up. We
Right.
like our squad right now, and we like that we have him as a safety. Like basically right now, we're not going to make a move to call him up.
Yeah, I
Was
mean,
the tone of the quote.
it's been silly, but Grisham has been contributing a lot lately. I think they're going to give Verdugo the chances to figure it out, but yeah, the only thing that's missing there is versus lefty. Like the Yankees last year, Grisham was better versus Yankees, but they kind of did their we're going to break you on stuff that Grisham hasn't hit lefties, Verdugo hasn't hit lefties, that there would still be a role for a right-handed hitting outfielder versus left-handed pitching. That we'll see how that develops.
Yes. Maybe we're an injury away.
But yeah, I mean they'll again missed everything, so let them get full reps, and then when you have to make that decision, or if an injury does happen, then it's made.
The decision is made in Manhattan.
I do believe I saw a tweet that yesterday was the day that his free agency got pushed a year. So anybody who's theorizing that they're waiting for a day like that, I think today would have been the first day after that.
All right, you want to get into game one? It was a doozy.
Wow, sure was. Gleyber? Welcome to August in the Bronx. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Yanks would play three. Kevin Gausman versus Marcus Stroman would try to be him for their respective teams. Top one, Vladdy and a Clement mixer to Ernie. It's 3-0 Jays early, but it's midlife crisis time as Judge hits 40. 3-2 after one. Top three, Marcus was serving it up. 2.2, 7 earned runs, including an RBI from Brian Serven. It's 7-2 Jays in the third, but the Chicky Parm boys would eat him up. Volpe 2-run homer, Wells with the run-scoring single. It's a 7-5 game, but an insurance run from Toronto, and the Goose leaves Judge gandering as the Yankees lose 8-5 final.
The Goose leaves Judge gandering. Good stuff. Good stuff. I could not believe when Judge hit a home run off Gausman again.
Yeah.
In the first inning. Is that the third time? It's his third homer off Gausman this year for sure. Think it's the third time in the first inning. I'm not positive about that.
I think they're each other's, what's the term? Love-hate, but most home runs Gausman's given up to a hitter. I think Judge, most home runs hit off a pitcher.
Could be true. Or you could be lying to everyone that's listening.
Hey.
But you did say you think. You didn't say you knew.
No. They said something super similar to that, so I would just roll with it.
I think they said he was the geese and they were the Gonder.
Looks like his last 4 homers off Gausman, including the 3 this year, were all first inning.
Yeah, so that stinks because you're like, don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. And then if you get him like the first inning, great. We got it the second time. Aaron Judge has now hit 6 home runs off Kevin Gausman, the most Gausman has allowed in his career. Way to go, Jake. But the other way, it's got to be true. I mean, how many people could Judge have homered off of? Anyway,
it's
so
Judge's most against anybody. I just looked.
What's that?
It is Judge's most against
I had
anybody.
it.
All over it.
Trust me,
All
I
over
got
it.
it. You take it.
You just didn't have the confidence, so we had to make sure.
That's just my approach, man.
So you thought this game was going to be good
Mm.
because that happened. You're like, oh my God, he's so good. It also erased what Stroman did in the first, just give up 2 runs, or 3 runs. So like 3-2, 3-0. But then in the third, Stroman's not good.
Yeah, those who live in the sports betting world, when the Yankees went down 3-0, again, we're trying to tell the people the Yankees are back. So I was like, hey, I think I might I might put a couple nickel dimers on the Yanks to win this game because, it should be plus 250 or something. It was still like, it was plus 160. Like, DraftKings kind of had the Yankees coming and winning this game. So when Judge hit that, it was like, here we go. Man, bummer that, Marcus really had nothing for them. If he was making up pitches, they were talking about that. I think his best pitches he threw were like a downward curveball that he was making up on the fly. Tough. He had a good post game. He was like, I've played a lot of baseball. I've had bad stretches, and I find my way out of them. So, never short on confidence. But yeah, there's some scary stuff going on between his velo and just the general look of it. But yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, and while all of that was happening, the main story of this game was Gleyber got benched. Pulled from the game.
Yeah.
Hits a rocket single to left field. Thinks it's going to be a homer. It hit off the wall. And by the time he realized all that, he was so behind he couldn't even like round second with authority. Usually guys, when they see it's not a homer, they can like get on their horse, so to speak, and at least do the fake out. Like, oh, I'm gonna get oh shit. And then they were like scamper back to first and feel bad. He didn't even do that. And I think also the fact that he already got benched this year for not hustling. Tough scenes. Shots directly fired at Boone in a way.
Great scenes follow. Boone had to do that. I was going through old tweets about Gleyber and accountability, and I had a couple friends reach out, and they were kind of like, "What's going on with this?" And he gets thrown out on the double to end that inning. There's been mental times hitting, base running, fielding that Gleyber has deserved punishment, and like I don't know. I also this sounds probably a little lame, but like I don't take that lightly. Like I get that it's easy to sit here doing a Yankees podcast and be like, you got to bench this guy, but like I haven't said that a lot about anyone else ever. Like if there's a line in baseball where something has to happen, and Gleyber, I don't know. The Yankees should have got ahead of this years ago, and they didn't. And so I don't know. I thought Booney was on it, and I thought Kay was interesting on the call that he was like, Aaron Boone knew he was on the top step. August is here. It's kind of dog day season. That there is a lot of intent there.
I actually loved having Joe in the booth as a former manager, because when Kay said that, like, he knows people are seeing and people are watching, and that's intentional. Girardi could calm that with authority and be like, I don't know, Michael, like that's where he is. Gleyber came and addressed him, whatever. And I was wondering if he was going to do that. Girardi didn't say yes to the cameras, but he said mostly it's the guys in the dugout. You want the other players to hear,
right?
Let that message, let that word resound.
Mm-hmm. And you saw that there was a lot of eyeballs on it on the Yankees bench. Oh boy. Girardi brought up benching Cano, and I thought it was
it was an awesome story. Me and my dad talked about it the next day, like, wow, it was an awesome story.
It was great. And he said, sat Cano down and was like, do you understand why I'm doing this? And Cano's like, yeah.
Showed him the video.
I agree with it. And then hearing Gleyber come out with those words afterwards was pretty impressive stuff, whether that Gleyber, Judge, the Yankees PR machine, or whatever that was, but everything post-game was handled really well, except Curry. Curry sent a shot across the bow at Booney. Like, you got to talk about this just a little bit more.
Well, basically, you did it front step. If it's true you did it front step, then why you made it public? So we talk about it. Barbaric.
Let that word resound.
I haven't watched that video of Senator Byrd in a while.
It's a good one. It's all
RIP.
time.
It's a great video. So that was the main storyline. I mean, the game was a dud for a while, and it kind of came back at the end. But Boone and Joe, the whole thing was a podcast on benching Gleyber for a while.
Yeah, it was must-watch interviews afterwards. I mean, it was good. It was good drama of baseball, and that's where I send myself in circles a lot of nights for a lot of different reasons. But baseball-wise, when I think we were talking Canobio last year and the 2 press conferences a day and like how ridiculous that is. But it's also because baseball at its best has like really good drama that changes game by game. So
that's where I get so many games.
That's where I get mad when so many guys now are programmed to do the generic answers just to get through. And it's like, no, like that's a good part of baseball is the drama. Like I feel maybe that was part of the NBA's rise with all this league stuff that, not that baseball needs to lean into that. Like it don't need you talking trash about tomorrow's starting pitcher or anything like that, but give honest and open answers because baseball's got some good drama to it.
Yeah. And with rotating pitchers, it makes for good storylines in press conferences, pregame thoughts. When we cover the Rangers postseason on our number 1 Rangers, 3 people game review podcast,
anti-Capitals podcast. Yes.
I wore the shirt yesterday, not today. Bandwagon blue shirts. That with hockey, I'm like, there's nothing to chew on here between games.
Right.
There's not as much. Like this game's not going to be wildly different because you have a new starting pitcher. So, okay. Well, bullpen comes in and they make Tonkman give up a run, which I don't fault him. Like I wish I could go into the ledger and like in my personal, like I wish I could keep personal stats and be like, nah.
Okay.
Dude got sent to the Wolves in the 3rd inning. I don't care. That's what I would say about it.
Okay.
And it was like an inherited run scored. And then Hill gave up a single to score the inherited run that Talkin left on base. So it's just all muddy.
Right.
So they did Talkin dirty there. I'm a little upset about it.
Okay.
All right. Jazz Chisholm 0 for 4.
Yeah.
He said in his pregame, I'm going to hit one over the short porch. And by golly, he tried. I was happy to see in the next games him go to left field a little bit. Go Oppo. Because that first game, he was swinging. Yeah,
he was. This whole series, he was selling out for heaters. And he got a lot off speed. So.
Yeah. All right. Game 2.
And one thing about Chad Green, I thought it was funny because, he gets Soto looking, he got Judge looking. It was funny seeing the reaction online. I think it was the first time Yankees Twitter had watched a strikeout pitcher in a while. That they were like, whoa, how did he get these guys?
Then they saw
MLJ.
That filthy splitter.
I
like the soundbite of K's call there.
Cleaned up the hair a little bit. Game 2.
Boom, boom.
What was that? Man versus machine as Carlos Rodon would take on La Máquina, Twigs and Barrios. For Toronto, top 1, Vladdy like his daddy. Goes yard, it's 1-0 Jays, but thank God we have that guy. Number 41 for Aaron Judge, a 2-run projectile. Number 7 for Grisham, a 2-run projectile. And how about number 11 for number 11? 2-run projectile from Volpe, 3 times 2, quick math, it's 6-1 Yanks. Rodon was strong, 5.1 innings pitched, 8 Ks, 3 earned runs. The line gets spoiled at the end by Vlad and Kirk and Cousins. Yanks, they would get their insurance run, and the bullpen would blank them. Rodon to Cousins to Weaver to Canely to Leiter to Holmes. Yankees win game 2, 8-3 final.
Rodon to Cousins to Weaver to Canely to Holmes. Leiter to Holmes. The formula.
A little bit.
The formula. Holmes for 1 batter. This was a game, right? If you were to write it down in the book.
How do you mean? Because in a way, no, like Toronto wasn't going to win this game.
Yeah, like it didn't offer much. Just like a game.
3 2-run homers. It's good.
I did like that. Volpe good swing. No drama. The Gleyber benching.
No drama. This is a Saturday game.
Comeback. This was a great Saturday game. I watched it on my phone as we did Saturday activities.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched the last half while I was walking through the mall. That crazy one. What a dumb decision.
Mall of America.
No, but it's basically that. American Dream Mall.
Okay. See?
Right next to MetLife, and it was Barcelona versus Real Madrid. It was
El Clasico.
It was the most packed place in the world. We ran out. Like at one point, me and Katie, we looked at each other like, we just got to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
And I said, all right, James, get in the stroller. Katie, hold Claire. And I just walked.
Right.
Seas parted if they had to.
Seas parted.
So I watched the game, watched the end in there. So it was a nice game. Like I was following along. I wasn't in the nitty gritty. The only moment I want to talk about is Rodon again.
Yeah.
Talks his way into staying on the mound for Vladdy. So he's at 5.1 with a runner on. And Vlad's coming up, who already got him twice in the game, I believe. And Boone lets him stay out there. And Vladdy doubles.
Yeah.
And then he comes out. It's like the downside of the cool story,
Yeah, like you're not supposed to do that part.
It's like it's like someone would submit this version to, and they would be like, editors would be like, no, that's not how that trope goes.
Yeah, we're good.
Like you got that wrong. He strikes him out.
It was a lot. I mean, I think he was at 102 pitches. Vladdy is currently like the only threat on that team. And Vladdy looks amazing. Like his Yankees audition continues. But yeah, I mean, for Rodon to do that, I get it. It's being a competitor. But
yeah, I don't blame Rodon. I mean, Boone, it's twice now. He's let Rodon talk him into it. It's just interesting. It's like, why would Rodon never campaign hard to stay in? He's gotten his way twice.
Right. Hey, maybe Rodon's such a hothead out there, Booney like needs to have him see it not work. Maybe that's like practice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can kind of hold that over his head. Like, sorry. I mean, it would make a lot more sense. I mean, Vladdy, like that's the guy. That's like the one.
Well, I think that's why Rodon wanted him too.
Sure.
Like, I haven't got this guy yet. I've been setting him up all night.
Yeah. Gets beat on a tough one right down the line, but he's
yeah,
Vlad.
good battle too. We lost him 3-1, got back into it. Anyway, Judge homered in the first inning again, which is like a record tying or breaking. I don't know. And then Grisham's homer was very much that of a golf shot. He didn't even like follow through.
Yeah,
and the bat was totally vertical.
Bizarre little swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what would be the comparison.
It's like
kind of like a golf
getting out of the sand trap golf shot.
Yeah, like a knockdown wet. I don't know. Yeah, but it for whatever reason it works. It's been working at least. So
Volpe also turned on an 0-2 pitch, hit a homer. His fifth in a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's 5 in 11 games or something.
Yeah. That's all. That's the game.
Nice set. Go up 4-1 in the first 2 innings. You got to throw in laundry. You want to lock in. You want to hang out. Perfect Saturday game.
It's a beautiful Saturday game. I agree.
Gleyber hitting 5th that game.
Hold on. Pause. Leiter Jr. is getting interviewed. I haven't heard him talk ever.
Okay. This is big. Becoming an idol of sorts to Jimmy.
Live voice reveal.
Voice sounds normal.
Okay.
That's important.
Biggest ice wrap on a shoulder out of any Yankees pitcher I've seen.
Like that.
Almost 90 style huge. I like that. That adds up. Because he grunts every pitch. So like that, yeah. Oh, nice smile here. I don't know what they're talking about. He doesn't care about anything he's saying, and I like that about him.
Yeah, you do.
He just said so dully, like, yeah, you just got to fight, and you got to play, and you got to have strategy.
I wonder if he uses momentous, because it's in every MLB team's clubhouse, except 2 of them. I'm going to let them remain a mystery. But the best athletes in the world are using momentous. Their protein, omega-3, and their creatine. These 3 supplements support nearly every aspect of foundational health, from aiding cognitive function to reducing inflammation in muscles and joints. What is creatine? It's a naturally produced amino acid. I knew that. Commonly found in foods such as red meat and fish, that plays a vital role in energy production process within your body. There's a reason why the world's best athletes and experts use and help develop momentous products. And if you want to take what the champions take, go to livemomentous.com. Use code Yanks to get 20% off your first order. That's livemomentous.com with code Yanks. There's a link in the description.
All right. Rubber match, they call it.
Oh. What does the pirate call the Little Mermaid? Yariel, as Rodriguez would take on Yanks ace Gerrit Cole on a rubber match in the Bronx. 2 runs, top 2, Addison, how's your burger? But that was all Cole would give up. 5.2 innings, 2 earned runs. Yanks had some bad Babbitt until the 6th. Speed and sacrifice, my middle names, as 2 sac flies score Chisholm and Volpe. Like a good night out, we're tied up at 2s. Bottom 7, Soto gives the Yanks a lead into the visitors' bullpen. 3-2, I got it, you take it. Grisham error ends up tying the game, and let the rain pour down. Over an hour and a half rain delay, so what more could you ask for? But Buenos Cantos, and in the 10th, Toronto fans have rage against the machine as DJ walks it off. Cole to Weaver to Canely to Clay to Enel to Leiter. Yanks win 4-3 and take the series 2 out of 3.
Rain delay, good or bad? Question mark.
Oh. I mean, knowing the Yankees are going to win, I'll say bad, just because there's more time.
Yeah, I thought bad too.
Yeah.
Because they burnt Cole.
Yep.
Then they burnt De Los Santos and brought in Leiter, and they were kind of at the end of the bullpen there. So they needed to win in the 10th. Otherwise, like Leiter again, but he had just thrown it a good amount. I'm not sure. Tim Hill.
Tim Hill.
We've had a Tim Hill
available.
inning.
Tim Hill was available.
Yeah.
And I think Toronto was set up worse, so I guess that maybe that was part of the thought process. They went to the guy who started earlier, Bowden Francis.
And Toronto wasn't going to win.
Right. Which they knew.
Yeah. I heard a rumor. No. Vladdy looked really good.
Yeah.
Vladdy looks really good this year. I like haircut thin Vladdy. Him and Soto beating each other up at second base.
Right.
It was good. It was the most like fun vibes I ever got from him. So that's cool.
Man, he plays up playing against the Yanks, man. He's having a great year. And he killed us.
Yeah, it was awesome. They just chose to intentionally walk Judge all series too.
Yeah, that was pretty wild to see. Except Gossman, who's his Eskimo bro for most homers or whatever.
Yeah, that was the end of it. Because then after that, his next at bat was he walked him with like no one on, no outs.
Have other guys try to get him out. It seems like it's not happening with Gossman.
Vladdy did give us 2 outs on the base path, so that he still helped us out running. I think he's gone out. I think that there's already been 1, 2, maybe 3 times he's given us outs on running, or maybe 4.
Okay, maybe 5.
No, I don't think it's 5, Jake.
Okay, I got greedy. Tate
Wow.
McRae.
What did you think about Cole?
Ooh, well, it was
Gerrit.
interesting. So we hadn't seen Cole in a while. I mentioned the drama of baseball. You know, after Saturday's beautiful snooze fest, it was like, okay, Yanks are probably gonna win the series against the Blue Jays today, whatever. And then there was kind of that pregame realization. It's like, wait, we haven't seen Cole in a while, and you wondered if there was any Yankees funny business. That it was like this could turn everything on its head pretty quick. There was a nervous moment. He gave himself the signature old man little personal shoulder rub, and you're like, okay, is that something or nothing? And then I kind of want to ask, I guess I'll ask Boone tomorrow, and the broadcast was all over it. What was actually said in that mound trip? Because Cole came out in that second inning and had nothing. The fastball wasn't there. The breaking balls weren't there. And then after that, he was ripping it. So, yeah, I mean, still in progress on Cole, but again, you could put this start in the win column. Hot day. Thought it was a quick hook, but hot day, 91 pitches coming off the poops.
He's got fatigue.
Right.
He retired 10 of his last 11 in the game, I believe. The pep talk was in the second inning.
Second inning.
During what batter? Do you remember? Remember specifically.
Remember.
Varsho, Kirk, and Kirk was a long at bat, and then Barger, Addison, then
Barger.
Schneider, then De Los Santos, then Clement.
I'm looking at the wrong game. Let's see. Barger. Maybe after Schneider? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, versus Varsho, four seam and a curve. I'm trying to see if they like changed his mix up. Four seam slider. Addison was four seam, in play runs. Schneider, in play no out slider. And then when Joey Loperfido came around, he started throwing the cutter again. And he hadn't thrown it all game. I was noticing that. Like, is he going to throw it? So if it was before Loperfido, in between Clement and Loperfido, maybe that was the message. Like, hey, don't be afraid of it. Like, mix it back in.
Yeah, maybe it was that. I mean, I'd love to see. He threw some lame duck curveballs, and then against Loperfido, he threw a couple really good ones that were taking his balls. But it was almost like he went from a bad curveball he had been working with, that it's like where he had been aiming, that he didn't have his good curveball, and then he really started ripping them, and they ended up banging down and in. That it was like, oh, okay, that's how you throw.
Oh, that. MLB has it. Mound visit was after Clement, before Loperfido. So maybe it was add the cutter in.
Was there a lot of cutters? I'm only seeing, so he uses one on J-Lo, and then he goes cutter to Vlad, so sure.
Yeah, but he hadn't thrown any beforehand.
Throw that cutter, rip some curves.
I believe he gave a hit up on the cutter later to someone.
Well, Vlad, he got him, but he gets out on the bases for us.
Yeah. Thanks, Vladdy. Yeah, he hadn't thrown it at all. I think he was very fastball heavy up until the Loperfido at bat. He mixes way more, and his knuckle curve was a big pitch. They left everyone on base this game. That was the other storyline of this game.
Yeah, a couple bad luck swings early on. Jazz Chisholm in the first inning lines out to the shifted third baseman. Was it 2 innings after that? Hot shot right at the first baseman. So they were all over Yariel. Couldn't get the big one.
All of Cole's peripherals don't look great from this game, but good results. Oh, also, speed. Jazz gets on, Volpe's behind him. They double steal. So instead of first and second with double play threats coming up, it's second and third. And Grisham grounds out, but a run scores.
Yep.
And then DJ very intentionally just throws the ball into center field Like, I think he was swinging for a sac fly. I think he was actually relieved. Like, I can do this. It's like a first pitch hanger, and he just went, boop, through the ball, and he scores. So, Jazz just having one other player that's not Volpe that's can like steal. It led to 2 runs on outs there, which was a different formula that they didn't have before adding Jazz Chisholm to the team.
Changed the whole inning, changed the whole game. But yeah, good job by Volpe to follow there. And then, yeah, DJ almost got too much of it that Varsho catches it running in, and you're like, I think we're okay. But they were okay.
They were okay. DJ's getting interviewed now. See if he runs away from this one.
It's the interview king, man.
Well, I appreciate it because you talked about how he was talking too much last time we was with Meredith. So this time the water got him and he just ran. He just left.
They talked to him after.
Yeah, but he ran away.
Right.
Like he didn't say goodbye. She asked 1 question or 2 questions. It's pretty funny. Out. They're like, we're going to get him. Like, nah, you're not. See if we can get DJ back up. No,
he's good.
Not happening. His hat is funky. It's a snapback, but the snaps are, I've never seen anything like it. Wonder who
DJ
gave him that
Swag?
hat. Yeah, it's DJ Swag. So I wonder who like gave it to him. You
Interesting.
know what, dude? I bet that's a fucking pickleball hat. Like I'm wearing. Like he went to some event and somebody just gave him a pickleball hat. Looks like a sports hat.
That's what you're doing.
That's how I know. That's how I got my. No one has a pickleball hat that wasn't just given a pickleball hat.
Interesting.
That's like the #1 swag bag item in America now.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I mean, if I was one of the people playing a lot of pickleball, I think I'd have some outfit requests of my own.
Yeah, but you would have had previously been gifted a pickleball hat before you got to the point where you were like,
Yes.
I like this game. I need to get myself an outfit.
DJ might
I don't
have
like
pickle,
the one that they gave me.
DJ might have pickle fever, you know?
He definitely does.
Game,
He loves games.
hit ball.
Those long levers.
He's your son.
Yeah. James is crazy.
Ball, game.
Game.
Not that
Mini golf
warehouse.
in backyard. Mini golf course in backyard.
Yeah.
Make Newhall.
Hmm.
Fucked. Good game. Second walk-off of the year. Least walk-offs in the Yankees season like ever that we've been alive for.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a walk-off month or something. I saw Jazz Chisholm never had one, so we got to get him one before the postseason.
Jazz Chisholm.
Okay.
I saw what his swing looks like when he's trying to homer.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. So maybe that's what the walk-off situation Jazz swing is. Every other time I've liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, he got... Chad Green got him with a first pitch slider that he... I don't want to say Chris Carter-esque swing, but like Jazz Chisholm was swinging for a fastball in the middle of the zone.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening.
You hit ball. That was Chris Carter talking. Let's do the second half of the show.
Sure. What do we do here?
The first thing we give out is the pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees.
My pride of the Yankees. Who made me proud, huh?
Yeah, you get to go first. I don't even have one picked out.
Yeah, I wrote down a couple of words. I guess I mentally wasn't too locked in on pride. Let's see, this series.
Well, I hope I don't snag all your awards then.
Yeah, hey, that comes with the game. That's a lot of walks by Judge.
Intentionally.
Man, Volpe been hitting, huh? I mean, it can't be Gleyber. I'll do Aaron Judge. It's become a joke how good he is. Girardi has fun with the weirdest stuff. I can't get the rhythm down to it. Like he got obsessed in this game with how many first inning Judge homers there are, and it's 16 this year. And he was like, how many more players is that? Where would that rank him? As 53rd, which again is impressive. Girardi was just really, really H'd up for it, which good. And then he has a couple fibs mixed in where DJ hit the walk-off, and he's like, I love that bat flip from DJ. And it's like, all right, Joe. Do ya? So,
yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'll go with Aaron Judge. Getting intentionally walked. I was going to give him the Mark Trumbo Award. The Mike Napoli Award. Because he has more value at the plate than at first base at this point. Because it's just, we're at intentional walk season.
I do like that. He's in scoring position at home plate, but not at first base.
Right. He's more dangerous at the plate than first.
This is homegrown.
What was that?
Was
that a clip?
Came on. Homegrown came on. Girardi, his rabbit holes are like me, like that.
Sure. Were
all the questions I was asking. When they said he had the record for first inning homers, I wanted to go see every river of that thought. So I very much love that. I love Girardi in the booth. There's just so much credence that, like, when he did the Phillies game, I was like, dude, this guy just managed both these teams.
Right.
Like, this is an amazing insight. And sometimes Kay will say stuff that you think is more like just fan theory. And Girardi's like, no, yeah. Like, you act on that. I'm like, all right, this is cool. So Judge is the pride. Cakewalk.
Yeah. I mean, just getting walked.
Yeah.
Schneider, I just don't want to see him swing anymore. He hits home runs against us.
Yep. I'm going to go AV1. That's my pride of the Yankees.
Who's that?
That's ridiculous. The people know AV.
AV11?
He's the first AV.
Alex Verdugo. Gotcha.
Imagine. That is funny that they tried to make him AV and then he signed another AV.
Tough.
Volpe. Do they not call him that anymore? Did they stop that?
They still try to. At least on the Yankees Twitter account, I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard it said aloud, but
no, I was the first one never did it. It's Volpe. Kid's got a good name. Volpe this series, let me tell you some stuff here. 462 batting average, 462 on base, no walks. 6 hits. Why walk when you're hitting? 5 RBIs. Had some big RBIs in game 2. Looks good. They asked him what changes he made. He said he hasn't made any changes. He's actually pulling the ball way more. Someone on Reddit posted the percentages. But yeah, that's the biggest change, is he's pulling the ball more. I actually think he's gotten a better understanding of the outside pitch, which allows him to pull the inside and middle pitches. So, been nice because he needed it. Like, he needed a hot stretch. And we're getting it. We're getting some homers. I feel like they're more line drive homers, like just happenstance homers, not homer hunting swings like last year. How do you that? But I'm not remembering all of them. So I guess, how do you feel about his homers?
Pro homer. I saw him. He had one swing. I forget. Maybe it was the 9th inning today. That it was the out of his shoes Volpe swing a little bit. That like that. I don't know. That needs to get out of the repertoire just a little bit. But I mean, I'm happy for him. He's playing great baseball right now. Coming into today in the second half, 14 games, 373, a 1.078 OPS. He's got as many doubles as homers, basically. We like that. I don't know if it's bottom of the lineup. I don't know if it's nothing or if it's something, but the season numbers, he's exactly a 100 OPS plus coming into today. So, I mean, if he can tick that up, I mean, what was I'd have to go look at the PPP, but I think we were hoping if he could land in like a 110 OPS plus, that would be an amazing leap for Volpe. And
yeah, with the defense.
Right. So with 2 months to go, he's positioned himself a lot better in these past 2 weeks.
Yeah. He did he have a play on defense? No, they overturned it. He kind of let the ball like come to him again. Yeah, and I was like, oh, it was the only time I noticed his defense. Otherwise, his defense has been great. And that's why if you're a good defenseman, then you can have an OPS that's not 150, 160. It is a very tough position player. Every player gets moved off of it. I'm looking at his homers and the launch angles, the last 5. And the one against Barrios in game 2 is the biggest like moon shot. It was 40-degree launch. The others are 28, 29, 31, 33. So they're not as
just normal ideal contact.
Yeah, I want to see this 29 one. That was dead center from Zach Littell slider. I think that swing's different. That swing in the Barrios one, because he's just recognizing it's a breaking ball and then just like quick bash. Swing felt longer last year, but I would want to watch it too. Just like from watching that swing, just feeling like it. But yeah. How long does this hot stretch go now?
It's exactly the All-Star break.
Like you can't take any games from before?
They keep alluding to that. They're not saying that he was banged up or he was fatigued or whether he's clearing his head, but they're all pointing to that for something.
It's on fire. Man.
I could stretch it back to July 3rd, and it's 277, 800 OPS. But it's a new level post-break with a few days off to get fresh.
Yeah. I just would love to see when he's posting his season numbers over like a 3-week stretch. You know what I'm saying? Like this stretch is so hot that if he does it for 2 more series, he could have another 4-week nothing.
Right.
And you level out at, but there's not a consistency factor there.
Yeah, let's boost him a little more and then have him be consistent with that.
Boost his season numbers?
Yeah.
Like, aren't they where we want them?
Oh, I think there's more in Volpe than being a league average hitter.
I guess just the slug is down. 261, 310, or the on base. So yeah, I guess it's a little down.
We'd have signed up for this preseason, but there's room for better.
Would have signed up for this 3 weeks ago. Or, before like 3 weeks for the All-Star break, that he got it back up to here.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny looking back that in June, these were around his numbers, and I feel like we were still meh on Volpe.
Well, he had an awesome start. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, he got it down to 672.
But that's what I'm saying. Late June, these are kind of his numbers, and it felt like we didn't appreciate that at the time, or maybe July just wore on us so bad. But I don't know.
Well, there was that stretch. There was like a stretch in the middle of that off-season stuff. But yeah, he looks good right now. Yep. And he's at the bottom of the order. So let's remember that the next time everyone wants to rush a young kid to the top of the order. How many times do we have to do that? Probably every time. Like it seems like.
Yeah, Yanks want it bad. Can't do it.
You can't do it. You have to let kids develop.
Yeah. It's tough because they're going to point at Austin Wells and say, since we moved him to cleanup, he's been nails.
Sure. And I guess it would be then like do it and show the signs and get out. Like read the tea leaves and abandon ship quickly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, again, it's always just blown my mind. Like, why not? Why do they feel like they have to overcommit to giving him the everyday? Like, why don't you mix him in for 1 or 2 leadoff spots a week. If it stays clicking, then go another step with it. But they're so dead set on like, we're moving Anthony to lead off, and that's going to happen for a while. And it's like, why? You're literally treating him differently. Like, that's what got us in trouble with Gleyber. Treat him like a normal player.
Gleyber. Played. Came back. Played. Benching only lasted the game.
Yeah.
I have more on the benching thoughts that I didn't get out yet. So I'll save it, I guess.
We haven't done MFer yet.
Oh, you want to go? MFer?
I'll go, and the Yankee MFer is brought to you by DraftKings. Bottom of the nights, or the ninth, they usually say in baseball. But it's sometimes the bottom of the night for people. 2 outs, bases full, down 3, the crowd at their feet. The drama of baseball is real. This is what I was saying. On the DraftKings Sportsbook, they've got it all for you. Same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code YANKS. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code YANKS only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'll take Gleyber. I mean, it's not even I guess I'm not excited to give the MFer, which might seem weird to people because part of me loved what he did. Like I thought his coming out and sitting in the dugout with the teammates, which Jack Curry was funny about. He was like, the problem would be if Gleyber did not do that, which I thought it was funny. Curry firing from the hip there. And then credit to Gleyber for the interview, man, because there's a lot of different ways that can go in the moment, and I know I feel like some people get bummed out by the Yankees PR masterclass sometimes, and I'm one of those people that sometimes it gets to me. But for Gleyber to admit that Boone did the right thing, like it was almost play-by-play of what Girardi talked about on the broadcast with Cano. That good on him. Good on him wearing it. And I mean, again, Boone kind of funny being like, no, he's gonna be in the lineup tomorrow. So I don't know. We're at this point with Gleyber. Last time there were stats from the benching that he started hitting a lot. Again, I think there's a little bit of making an example of him for everyone else, but he's earned every right to be the example. So I don't know, man. When you're Gleyber, contract year, couple more weeks before we head into the postseason, you've got the most errors at second base. You got the most outs at home plate. You need to be hitting a lot, and you can't leave any wiggle room because, I don't know, if the lineup is bopping, which the lineup's been bopping for a while, you know, what does the team look like with Oswaldo if Gleyber isn't hitting? You'd rather have someone that plays with life and better defense. Now, if Gleyber's hitting, that's obviously a game changer. He was 5th in the lineup today. You can't do that with Waldo. So, yeah, kind of a Judge Pride, Gleyber MF for Lamestream Media Jake.
Lamestream Media Jake. Gleyber Torres batted 400 in this series with a 455 on base. Yeah. No RBIs though. So we get your MFer. Yeah. I get it. It's nuanced, Boone said.
Yeah.
It's layers. It's not, other guys have not run. I think my guess at the nuance would be I already benched him for this.
Right.
So the fact he still did it looks terrible. What I want to talk about was Judge's comments on it, because Judge came out and his first comments were, well, you know, that's tough. That's tough when that happens to you. Tough to get pulled out of the game like that. But credit to Gleyber. He came back out, clapped with his team. He didn't have to do the interview today. Could have done it tomorrow. It's like, all right, good job, Judge. You're the captain, all that. But then Judge said, I want to find the quote. I read it somewhere. But it was Judge said something along the lines of like, I'd guess it's never gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This was the quote. Aaron Judge said, if I know Gleyber, something like this ain't going to happen again. He takes pride in his work and his craft. He's definitely not happy about what happened. I bet you the rest of his career, something like this ain't going to happen again. And I saw people replying to that, laughing, like it's already happened so many times. Or like Judge's being captain stuff, like he's always going to have his teammates back. That's not Judge having Gleyber's back. That's Judge saying, this better not fucking happen again, Gleyber. And saying it is an issue. It is something we'd like to never happen again. So I thought it's very coded because some people took that as Judge having his back, but that's Judge saying like, no, good call. Can't happen again.
Yeah.
In very nice words.
Everyone got aligned on it, which is some Yankee stuff there, but it was also, I was a little surprised they asked Judge, they were like, are you going to talk to Gleyber? And I kind of thought Judge was going to give the normal, like, Gleyber's a professional. He knows what he did wrong. Boone's handling it. And Judge was like excited to hit him with a, yes, I talked to Gleyber. And then he said everything you said that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't bet on this never happening again with Gleyber. That feels like a bad bet. But
dude, I don't even think it's a lack of hustle.
Right.
I think it's a lack of focus.
Yes.
He just gets, you can't like change that or coach. Like coaching focus it's what they did with Didi, with A-Rod and them. So you need someone to teach Gleyber like trick. It's not just like, don't lose focus. They were like, what?
You needed someone to tell Gleyber this was a problem 4 years ago.
Yeah.
If you don't know something's a problem, then you don't address it. So Gleyber's never had to address it because he was never told it was a problem.
Yeah. Never seen a player lose focus more than Gleyber Torres. Because it sucks. Because like everyone's like, he's a good kid. Really like him. He's 27, so we gotta stop with that. But and a dad,
Right.
Like he's a husband. He's got kids.
Yeah, I didn't see people playing the kid card anymore. I did see. I don't know.
Kay and Girardi, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. And I saw a lot of people saying that.
I think that was more so protecting the character of him as a human. I think that was just old guys saying, like, he's a good person. He does, like,
absolutely.
There's no funny business here that we're trying to hide from you, but obviously, they should have got in front of this years ago.
Well, as soon as Gleyber came up, Girardi left, so there hasn't been much of that.
Nope.
Plays the next game. Very excited with the walk-off. Like I noticed Gleyber celebrating a lot, feeling good. But yeah, I like Judge's comments there because complimented Gleyber for standing up and disguised all of it in very nice captain words. But at no point did he like say, have Gleyber's back. He just had Gleyber's forward. Boom.
Nice, dude.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your MFer?
You Yankee
Stroman.
motherfucker.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It was awful. It was an awful game. Boone talked about in his post game. He's like, yeah, sinker doesn't really have much bite or run or any movement to it. So it's just like kind of a fastball. And then they went and they talked to Stroman and he had a good post game presser, like you said. I always find it funny when they do this with the starters and they're like, Boone said, because they haven't talked yet. Like Boone said your sinker, and Stroman's like, yeah, it'll come back, But it's just very hittable.
It's funny to say the media had their claws out, man. Some of their questions to Stroman and Gleyber, I mean, swords were drawn. That they wanted the article and they wanted the click. A couple of them were a little too far, but Stroman handled it incredibly, and so did Gleyber.
Well, if I was to assess that situation, by Boone in his post game, not indulging and shutting the reporters down. He's like, I'm done. I'm not talking about this anymore. And someone tried to ask one more question, and Boone was like, no, I'm not. In a way, he's protecting Gleyber because he's not indulging anything.
Right.
But in another way, like you said, all the reporters getting their knives out, like, we'll go to your fucking players and ask them all the questions that you usually get ahead of them. Fine. And that was the little tit for tat, I think, there, because you saw Curry, who was on the beat, his response was, "Nope, Boone, you have to give us info
Yeah.
here. That's the whole thing." So yeah, they were a little more pointed in their questions to the players, and I think that was the whole like mood of the swarm of bees buzzing around the clubhouse.
I was interested because Gleyber, well, I'm complimenting Gleyber at the same time. If you're going to go that route, and hey, maybe you believe in that route, maybe you don't, but that's that route. Like, I did it. I'm going to wear it. Yeah, this is it. I'll keep digging the hole. Like, we're here, blah, blah, blah. Stroman, I forget what it was, but, they were, I think Meredith hit him with a couple, like, no velocity, like sinker's not doing anything, whatever. And Stroman handled them well. And then someone else hit him with basically just like, you're pitching bad. And I was interested to see if Stroman was going to take the cheese at all, and he couldn't have been less interested. So good on him.
I do like that. Someone asked Boone, there was a new voice. Did you watch the Boone?
Oh, the last question?
Yeah, it was a new voice. I was like, who's that? It was a Blue Jay reporter who asked like a very shots fired question. Boone was just listening, and Boone was like, who is this?
Well, that
was funny.
There's a weird reporter hierarchy. The guy had like a booming voice. So it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then two, it was one of those, because, it was a hot presser. Boone was kind of spurning everyone off. And then like they dismissed Boone, and Boone goes, no, there's one more in the back. And then everyone was kind of like, what is this?
It's a plant. And then he just asked a weird long question. And Boone was like, everyone's good.
Yeah. Oh, was it about playing the Jays because they're bad now? And he was like talking about focus levels and.
Yeah, the reporter was trying to burn him on some like the Jays have your number, you're bad, but you have an easy schedule. I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget.
It was like a playing down to competition question.
Yes. But the reporter stated, like, everyone knows you guys play down to your competition.
Yeah.
It was some sentence structure like that you could just see Boone's face already kind of hot, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I can't wait to ask him about the Gleyber benching tomorrow.
Yeah.
At our live show.
Live show.
See if he says no. I'll have none.
Yeah. Do we each get one of those? Do we each get a no?
Well, if he does say that, like that's the last one, I say for me or for the show.
Right.
And then if he says for me, then we let you ask one, and then we pull someone out of the crowd and next guy until like everyone gets cut off.
We should get some like goggles or something. So if we take a question from the crowd, one of us just goes in the crowd. Same question.
And we'll need goggles.
Right. We'll need goggles.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask him
Essential.
the Bobby Valentine mask is so iconic after getting kicked out. That like Boonie's had to daydream of his version of that.
Oh, a disguise to re-enter?
Yes.
Maybe he just has a Brad Ausmus face.
Ooh, man of many faces.
He just calls himself Brad Ausmus when he needs to go
I have a Jake
somewhere.
Storielli mask.
Sure do. But you could tell it's a mask.
Well, if I wear it with a hoodie on and I sit in the corner of the dugout,
Right.
maybe not.
It's true.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Well, regular old awards, it's time for that. And Jake has prepped a ton, he said best of the year.
Regular awards. Ooh. I like your style, man. Okay. What was the theme? Did you say or did I say?
No, elementary school.
Elementary school themed. Okay. I'm going to leave elementary school. I'm going to go high school dance.
Commit to the theme.
Yeah, it's a school theme.
I mean, the whole production meeting.
It's grade 12 and under theme.
Okay, high school dance.
The theme is K-12.
K through 12, yeah. We'll keep it contained.
The high school dance theme. Just high school dance?
It's a high school dance, yeah. Award.
Jazz Chisholm.
Very musical, very lame guess. Jim, high school dance, there's kind of There's only a couple rules, but one of the big ones is you got to be careful with your hands. Like, no funny business. That's why we've got the chaperones. Like, we're just trying to have a nice time.
That sounds like middle school dance. High school dance was grab-a-thon.
No, it's not supposed to be. It's no. Those kids are young.
Yes.
Whatever you were doing.
I chaperone them today.
You're supposed to be careful with your hands. And I need Juan Soto to start being a little more careful with his hands, man. That slide into second base today when it wasn't necessary or needed, and Juan Soto comes up looking at his hand and it's shaking. Can't have that. I know the Yankee. We've gone through all the forearm. That was nice. We've gone through the forearm stuff with him, and apparently, whatever the injury is, although we haven't, knock on wood, we haven't seen any big grimaces in a while, which feels like a good sign. But the whole thing was the Yankees were like, oh, he can't hurt himself more, right? So we're good. I don't know. You see something like that, and the whole season can go to flames for a second. So I need Juan to be just a little more careful with his hands.
I hear what you're saying. But I trust that Juan's not hurt. So I don't even have reactions to these anymore, which that's today. Today, I walked out when this happened and started cleaning the dishes because I knew it was going to be a break, but I was like, he's not coming out of the game. Whatever. Because he just doesn't come out of games. When he comes out of a game, he's Jeter. This is how you address Jeter situations. When Jeter came out of a game, there were two guys underneath both of his arms. When he came out after going in the crowd, they tried to walk him out like that. Eventually, he was like, I'm just my chin. I can walk. When he came out in 2010 in the playoffs, he had to be carried off. If Juan Soto stands up, he's in the game. That's how he just doesn't come out of games. So he should be careful, but I'm not worried.
Yeah, not if he breaks a finger or something. I just need him to be careful with those mitts.
I'd bet you he's played with a broken finger before. Just tape it to the next finger. Who cares?
Sure.
Guys used to be tough, you know? Juan Soto's a hockey player at heart. That's a sad. How'd you get that up so quick, Beebs?
Really good at my job.
Watches it before he goes to bed every night.
Just sad tugs?
Dono! Don't say sad tugs.
That's how Jeter came off the field. If it wasn't that, Jeter was playing. He was so good. Or the injury at third base. Probably got carried off then, too. You have that on cue, sicko, BBD?
Get all the times Jeter came out of a game.
The double steal? Did he come out here?
I believe I saw a moment of coming out.
What was that? 10-day injury? Nothing.
Probably stays in this game.
Yeah, he did stay in that game. If I was playing, stay or go. Jeter stayed in that
Video's titled Jeter Exits with Injury.
End of the game. Juan Soto's if that was any other Yankee, he comes out. Gleyber came out of the game. They didn't run a single test. And then he played the next game. That's so lame.
A little bit.
I forgot about that situation with Gleyber. That was very lame.
Well, that's the other thing, and that's probably why another reason that maybe Boone busted out the benching. Gleyber hurt his groin at some point, and we didn't talk about it, and we didn't know how real or bad it was. You wonder how long that's been in play with some of Gleyber's running stuff, but I don't know. I would guess an attachment of that benching was Booney being like, Gleyber, are you 100%? Because if you are, that can't happen.
Yeah. Maybe that's the nuances of it. Gleyber said, I'm 100% right before he went up to hit that single, didn't run it out. So Boone knew for sure with authority, you just told me you were 100%. So now I know it wasn't the groin.
Gene Monahan, does it get better?
Gino. Not really. I mean, the new guy's got to go by Timo or something. What's his name? What's your doppelganger's name?
There's BBD's
Alfonso
brother.
something.
But he's not even the new guy. Is like Italian younger Boschnak cousin or something. He's the new,
like
handshake guy.
Oswaldo Cabrera kind of looks
Yeah.
more like him. Yeah, isn't his name Tim?
Could be.
I think the BBD look like it's Alfonso,
I
which
believe he's
Yeah.
Alfonso.
so Gino, Dono, Alfonso, that falls in line.
Let's see.
What's this guy's name?
Could be Tim Lentich.
Yeah, that's who they said. We need him to go by Timo. Gino, Dono, Timo, Alfonso. That's a pretty strict rule if I'm running Yankees names.
That's strict. I just don't think it's his name.
Timo? I just called him it.
That's
He's
nice,
also got to
yeah.
put on more weight.
It would be nice if he was a little more out of shape.
That comes with the role.
Yeah. Although I'm sure young Dono pictures, we could spend hours.
No, that's the tricky thing. Dono is like 42.
Currently listed as Director of Medical Services for Dono. Okay.
Emeritus.
Hey, we like you and you're old.
Dig around. Okay, is it my turn to give out an award?
Has been.
I cannot find a young Dono pick.
He's got to have. Go check out his Instagram. He runs a fire
He
Instagram account.
does.
Yeah, he does.
TBT, me fucking. There's kids that listen.
I bleeped it.
It's a video. What's your award?
I'm
K
gonna
through
go
12.
with the I'm gonna go with the back row sleeper.
Come on. What is that?
It's from his Instagram.
That's exactly what you asked for.
Back row sleeper?
Yeah.
And your award is from the perspective of the teacher?
Usually it's from my perspective.
I was fishing.
You're always fishing.
Gone fishing. Classic. Let's see. Back row sleeping. You're there. You're not participating. You're clearly asleep. Teacher's probably giving up on you a little bit. Verdugo?
Yeah. That was I thought you would get it
Thank you.
because we talked about it before the show and I give great awards.
Yeah.
Verdugo had 0 hits in this game, in this whole series. And he led off 2 of the games, and I watched all of them. And I left class, and I was like, oh, you were in class today? I thought you weren't here. Like, I didn't notice you. You didn't participate at all. You just snuck in. I'm not hot about it because I didn't notice it.
Right.
There's so much good going on that it totally covered up the fact that Verdugo snoozed in the corner. Teacher hasn't given up on him. He's leading him off. The numbers are bad on the year. The Boston series got better. But, yeah, I don't even know really what to make of Verdugo. I know that there were people hot. I saw some people hot about, him being in and Dominguez not being up. And maybe they're right, and I need to start getting hot about it and noticing that this kid's sleeping in class and there's a kid just peering in from outside the door, desperate for the knowledge. Let me in, teach. No seats available. That guy's sleeping.
Get that guy out of here. He's sleeping.
He's sleeping.
No
He was
student would
drinking a
sleep
beer when he came in here.
Verdugo had a nice 9-game stretch there. 12 for 34, 353, 929 OPS. He was walking. Mets, Boston, Philly, but outside of that, man, it's been ugly for a while.
Dude, in this Little League World Series game,
Okay.
Sorry, it's funny though. McNamara, little third baseman. The kid showed bunt, so he ran in from third to go, and the kid pulled back, and the third baseman tried to stop and just feet out from under him.
Nice.
So he ran into like the big screen picture with a pitcher and batter just from the side, like a cartoon on his butt.
Charlie Browning. Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah, he's embarrassed.
Oh,
Whatever.
he should be.
He looks like an Oriole.
It's good to feel that.
Little Trey Mancini kid.
Oh.
Oh, Jordan Peters in the chat. Verdugo.
Oh.
Verdozo. Versnoozo.
Go schmooze for a couple minutes.
Oh, I miss him.
We all do. We all do.
Verdugo.
Is that Dono with the in-stadium DJ?
Yeah, that is. It's hanging with DJ Shano during BP.
DJ Shano, best seats in the whole building. Doesn't watch.
I think there's a new DJ. It's not DJ Yup. I'm not sure who it is, but
DJ Nope, with how much junk he's playing.
wow. Should have schmoozed that. That was perfect.
That was
That's
perfect.
perfect.
Whatever. Maybe I like the in-house DJ. Maybe I don't. Okay.
Right. I'd like to talk to him more.
I like him to lay off some stuff. Like
Lay
him
off.
dancing.
Right.
Sometimes the whole place is just kind of sitting there. And he's just like DJing his dick off. Dancing. And you're like, well, no, stop it, man.
Yes.
BB chimed with yes.
Yes.
Is it a number 2 award?
That's the award name,
Yep.
which is brought to you by the Yes app,
Sure is.
where you can find.
It's the ultimate
Us?
it's the ultimate viewing experience, Jim.
I watch on the Yes app all the time. Like today, I had to do the dishes while the game was on.
If you got
Extras.
yes on TV, you got yes on the app. Click the link in the description. Go watch the Yankees there. Go watch us there. Bing bong.
Bing bong. Is it a number 2? Number 2 pencil. Had to have that. Big pencil industry. Making money. Mechanical pencil. Tried to come in. Can't use it. On a number 2. Is that still around? Are pencils even like mandatory anymore?
Pencils are great.
I think by the end of my school time, mechanical pencils, like most of them were working
Those
on
got-
Scantrons.
They always worked on
figured it-
Scantrons.
All the things that were like, need a number 2 pencil, those counted by the time I was done.
Yes. But when they would say that when I was in school, and I would be like, that's not true.
right.
My pencil and that pencil both get detected. It was just a way to keep number 2 pencils in the game. Make
them up
money. It
top.
was like a side deal from Scantron. It was a lie.
Pencils are cool.
No,
Oh,
a really sharp brand new pencil is cool.
okay.
A bad pencil, not cool. Is golf keeping pencils alive?
But
Or
I mean,
carpenters?
that's a different world.
Golf and carpentry?
Carpentry's a good one. Anyone that wants to erase things. I feel like you like to erase things.
No, I just scribble over it or I turn it. Like I'm the best at turning a number into
Oh.
the best other number. If I write a 5 and it was supposed to be a 6, that's a very easy one. Anyone can do
Right.
that. All you do is connect the bottom circle and then give it a little loop up top.
Right.
Anyone can do that. Is this a number 2? Carlos Rodon
Easy, Jim. You give me an easy one, I'll give you an easy one.
behind heel?
Well, that's gonna be the question, right? Carlos Rodon, who we paid a ton of money to come in and be the number 2. Our 1 for this season has been Luis Heel, and everyone's worried about if the bottom ever runs out on that. Cole is still feeling his way out. That let's see where he is come later in the season. That either way, need Rodon to be locked in. He has been his last 3 now. 18.2 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts. We've done all the pitch mix stuff. And yeah, Kaster keeps bringing it up on the broadcast. He's pretty H for it, but you know, he talks about how his Boston start turned the season around. And coming off of Stroman and the Gleyber incident, if Rodon has a bad day on Saturday, it's not that beautifully relaxing game we talked about. So, yeah, I think we want guys to end up, ideally Heel stays and Cole kicks into gear, and Rodon would be a sick 3. But, yeah.
Right now, I think Rodon would be the 3. We'll see how Heel continues. You got Clark coming back. They want him to start, especially with Nestor and Stroman being just bad.
Right.
So
Nestor's last start was okay.
It was? I don't remember. I thought it was bad. What was his last start?
It was 5.13, same that Rodon did this series.
I thought, was Boston not his last start? I don't know. Whatever. I'm blanking.
Yeah.
They want Clark to be in the top 4, though, for sure.
I'll be interested to see how his rehab goes.
They were trying to get a starting pitcher, knowing Clark's coming back
Right.
at the deadline. So, yeah. That's interesting because Cole's got to get good.
Yep.
Rodon's found it. He's interesting, though. What's Rodon's numbers versus lefties on the year? Have they always been good? Like, did they get bad? I'm going to try to look that up real quick. Because all these new pitches Carlos Rodon is throwing, he's throwing the changeup. He didn't throw the changeup that much this start. He stayed with the fastball. But the changeup, the curve, they're mostly just for righties. Lefties, he's still a 2-pitch pitcher.
The lefty numbers are good. 215, 697 OPS. I mean, 70 points better than versus righties.
Nice. Well, that's good. Well, yeah. Is he our number 2? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but it's going to be interesting to see where the rotation's at come playoff time. Because even if, let's say Cole kicks in a gear, even if he doesn't, it's kind of like Cole respect that I wonder if they'd, I don't know, do any home road stuff with Heel to make sure he's comfortable. Fun combos we'll get to have soon.
They need to win the division, just to let you know.
All right, I'm in.
If the Astros are a potential.
Right.
Especially if the Astros like record starts getting. I know we're not close, but yeah, fun combos we'll get to have. Rodon, is she a number 2?
And that was that was for teachers. If you're a kid, I don't know, it feels like overstepping now, but I feel like if you were a kid that went to the bathroom a lot to get out of class, I think I had some teachers ask if it was a 1 or a 2, which feels over the line these days.
It wasn't a pencil situation?
No, you ran with that.
You said, is it a number 2?
Yeah, I was asking a teacher to go to the bathroom.
I think some teachers were rude to you. That's
big time. We were right on the final era of teachers like
Could do.
I don't
whatever.
think you can ask that.
I think he was trying to send a message like, "Hey, you need to stop going to the bathroom in my class. I get what you're up to."
Damn.
Yeah. But the pencil stuff was fun.
It works on the pencils.
Yeah, it works on the pencils either way. Do they still have hall passes where you had to carry something around and teachers would make it like a ridiculous object?
That was a popular bathroom thing. I would bet they still do things like that.
Sometimes.
Okay. Hour and a half.
Some teachers, there wasn't like a hall pass where like the hall monitor would know. It was just like that teacher, you had to return it.
Right.
We had a teacher that was something ridiculous. Like it was so stupid. It was big. I just leave it in front of the door, go to the bathroom, come back, pick it up. I didn't carry it with me.
Right.
Teachers are jerks sometimes.
Yeah.
My sister gets so mad at me, my younger sister, because she's a teacher and like believes in the school.
Right.
And I'm so anti-American education system
Mm-hmm.
that we get in like fights. If she hears this part,
Right.
she'll be upset. Didn't do shit for me.
Didn't you say you were just helping out at school dances?
I chaperone the dances, but that's the only time I'm ever there.
Right.
Gotta make sure. I actually keep the other chaperones in line.
We're missing your final award.
My final award is the Carlos Narvaez Award.
Oh, no.
You think he gets it? You think gets it, punk bitch?
I would have one guess.
My award
Yep.
is the sometimes it's cool to not be too cool award.
Sometimes it's cool to not be too cool award. Trent Grisham.
Yeah,
That sack bunt.
that was cool.
Oh, okay.
That was cool of him to do that.
That was cool by not being cool, though.
That plays into his, that's such little effort. Bunt.
Right.
I can bunt and get applause. Say I got it.
Mm.
And that big, scary human that's running full speed towards you, he'll tail off because you're the center fielder.
Right.
So you just say the words, I got it.
Mm.
And that 6'8", 280-pound lineman doesn't charge into your vision, causing you to get a little scared and miss the fly ball, which leads to the game-tying run scoring. You see the replay, Joe Girardi was like, no one said anything. It's like, well, Trent's supposed to call it if he has it. Judge goes until it gets called off.
Right.
Well, sometimes effort is needed. All you had to do is say, I got it, I got it, I got it.
It's a tricky situation. Judge has been playing a ton of center field this year. And like you referenced, Judge 6'9", 350. Like Grisham's never had a human coming at him that size in the outfield.
I don't blame him for getting a little like spooked when Judge is in his peripheral, but call for the ball.
Right.
Like, do the motions of playing outfield. It's a ball in the gap. How are we not communicating?
Right.
So the bunt was cool. Judge ran down that ball and left later on, and that was nice. Nice play by him in left field.
Was nice.
But yeah, if you're the center fielder, you have to talk. It's like one of the rules. So he's just a little too cool. A little too cool. The home run was also cool, dude. Didn't even fully swing. That's how little effort Grish wants to show. Follow through? Why?
Swing enough.
That ball like doesn't get higher than his. That's such a bizarre swing. The bat head at some point looks like it faces the dirt, and then it never gets higher than like his shoulder.
He really hates swinging.
Yeah, I liked Kay talking about in the broadcast about how little he swings and all that, and Girardi was like, I don't know if I like that. I think I'd want him to swing more. He's got some thunder in his bat. That's the phrasing Girardi said. He's got some thunder in his bat.
Sure does.
Because he's a guy
Yeah.
that his whiff rate is pretty low, but his strikeout rate's still high because he doesn't swing till there's 2 strikes, like ever.
He doesn't swing ever. One of them non-swingers. Who do we miss? Austin Wells has another good series. Gave him an award last year. Jazz, we got talked about without getting an award. Ben Rice only plays 2 of the 3.
Yeah, he does.
Fluent Spanish. Did you see all those videos?
What's that?
Ben Rice is fluent in Spanish.
Like that?
And like there's a fun video of him like singing DR songs and doing like I don't know, like inside culture jokes that obviously I don't even know how to really say.
Okay.
It was a fun edit, but like fluent. Pretty cool. Anything team-wise? Like we talked about the rotation. I know that's going to be a bigger conversation later on. Bullpen was amazing this whole series. Like they should get a lot more love as a unit. And Leiter Jr. I wanted to give an award because I'm seeing a lot of stuff I like in Leiter Jr.
Sure do. Talked about him a little bit.
5 estrellas, el hotel, tu mujer mi ciel, ¿cómo va a ser? Me besa francés, como es ma pelle, se trepa mi Torre Eiffel, y nunca se quería bajar. Con Dios yo tengo papel, siempre voy a tener más dinero que ayer.
Nice.
He seems like a cool dude. Tries hard. Part of his reputation, though. DJ hit a walk-off. Didn't talk about him.
Little Deej. Interview we talked about. Covered a lot.
Do you want Oswaldo Cabrera to play second base? You tweeted.
In that moment, I sure did.
Moving forward?
You're still going to give Gleyber the opportunity because he has more potential as a baseball player. But if he's not hitting, at a certain point, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we did the Verdugo talk a little bit. At a certain point, you don't owe guys anything. You got to win baseball games. So that was one of the nuances.
Defensive replacement?
Oswaldo's been playing well lately.
When he starts, he plays decent.
Yeah, I was in some Oswaldo math. I think Volpe has like 70 more starts at the big league level than him. He's 25. Like, I don't know. If another Gleyber thing happens, then you got to do something.
You got to do something. I'll just know.
Always.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you're coming tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. If not, won't. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Go Yankees. Michigan's getting blown out.